First up, I want to show some updates for the Chrome extension. You know why it matters, but I want to double emphasize that we're sunsetting Gen 1 on March 15th, so it's especially important for us to have an alternative to the Gen 1 extension before that. My goal is to have a testable extension that you can just put in your Chrome browsers by Monday. But until then, let's show what we got. I have the Chrome extension open here. We have the nice Storytell logo now. There's a few changes that were in there last time. I'm just gonna go top to bottom first. You can now, first of all, log in and log out. I actually don't know if log out works. I only checked signing in, so I'm not gonna click it right this second. I'll save that for the end. But you can be signed in both with a magic link and with a Google authentication, just like on the website, or you can be in a guest mode. There's now a top bar where you can see that you're chatting with the webpage that you're chatting with. I opted to show that you're chatting with, and this is the title of the website. So the title that you would also see here. And there's now a button to save as an asset. I will show this one in a bit, but I'll move on for now. We will allow authenticated users to switch the collection that they're doing stuff in. So one of the feedback we got from Burge was that he didn't want like these automatic summaries to be polluting, whatever was going on in Gen 1, like a tag, or you don't want to have polluting threads. So in this case, you can click on this collection, a drawer will pop up, and you'll be able to select a collection you want to dump stuff in. You can also create collections. That's a bug that I introduced very recently. Okay. Or you can select, let me select a different one. For example, another collection here. And you'll then be, whatever chatting you're doing will happen in another collection now. We still have some predefined prompts that I haven't updated since last time, but I updated the UI a bit. And this is where I want to ask for feedback on the copy, and probably from America and the CX team on exactly what should go in here so we can encourage people to use our predefined prompts. But for now, I'm going to click on one of these summary prompts, and this will take us to the thread for this page in particular. So we're still chatting with the same page. We haven't created any assets right now, and this is making use of what Aaron was showing. So when I clicked on chat with this, when I submitted this prompt, what happened in the background was we created that attachment that's just attached to this thread in particular. So it doesn't live in the collection, in the another collection, and you can't access it from any other thread. So it's just specifically to this particular thread. And then let me ask another question. Explain to me like I'm 5 maybe. Okay, so yeah, all of this that's happening with the content is just happening in this thread, and we're not saving anything except for the thread itself that will live in the collection that you were in when you started it. You still have the same options as on the website, so you can do anything you can do on our webpage in the extension. If you go to a different tab, you'll notice it switches back to the homepage where it prompts you to choose a prompt or write your own prompt. And if you go back to an existing page, it will load the existing thread. So whenever you leave a page, so for example, if I go back here and then I come back to the existing page, it will find the existing thread that's linked to this particular URL, and it will bring it back up so you can find it again easily in here. I think that's everything. I am going to show save as asset as well. It's still a work in progress, so I'm going to choose a random collection here. So test 1E. I'm going to click on save as asset. I'm going to click save. I think something's going wrong. Yeah. Okay, I messed this one up too. I'm gonna go in localhost, and this is where I previously saved one of the pages that I went to, and it got saved in the collection that I chose. And I think that's everything that I wanted to show for now. I welcome feedback and questions.
I have a question, Andy. I noticed while you were chatting with the Chrome extension that the knowledge preference was set to public knowledge. So yeah, I was just confused by that because I'm assuming if it's public knowledge, it's only relying on the LLM's training data and not
Yep,
on yeah.
that's a great point. We're actually, and I haven't made this change. I discussed it with Aaron and Jodio in our UI UX meeting. We're gonna have a toggle here actually, which is just gonna be a switch in between two states instead of three. And you'll either be able to chat with the collection and the page, or you'll only be chatting with the page. So from the extension, when you're in a particular URL, you won't have the option to just chat with the training data. We'll always include the page, but you can optionally choose to include the collection you're in or not include data from the collection you're in. And of course, the same things apply. Actually, like you can override is what I mean by at mentioning, just like on the web page. So you can still be in, imagine this says chatting with the page. You can be chatting with the page, but you can pull in data from a particular file as well, or a collection.
Got it. Okay. So the toggles change based if you're on the Chrome extension or the web app.
Yeah, I'll send some
Okay.
screenshots once it's in there, probably later today.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Andy, I've got something I'd like to propose to the crew here and see what y'all think about it. So I'm observing that we have a save asset button, and then we have a collection here. And it also, when I start chatting, this goes away, is what I see, right? What if, I'm going to put something in, a little screenshot in Zoom chat here. What if we had a save page to collection type of approach, where I'm choosing the collection that I want to save it to, and then I'm hitting save page. It's all on one row together, and it's always there. So even after I start chatting, I could change the collection that I want to save this page to. Or if necessary, if I think the way that you're building it, that might be hard because the thread already lives in a collection effectively. So it might be hard to switch collections.
Yeah, that's the main limitation. I don't think we can move threads right now.
Mm-hmm. So as a user, it's not clear to me that I need to choose my collection before I start to chat, right?
Yep.
So I think it's okay if it gets grayed out or something, and like collection gets grayed out, but I'm like saving page to collection. And maybe if I try to change it when it's grayed out, I need to start a new chat or refresh the page or, somehow reset it. You could guide me as a user because it's a little bit of a weird UX. So I don't know who's got any opinions there, but it's not clear to me right now that I'm saving asset to collection.
You're actually not, but I didn't, it's not loading because I messed something up right before let me try to get it back in. Yeah, there should be a box here where you can click on the collection and
Got it. So can I still save? So, okay, then is that still selectable after I start chatting? I can still choose a different collection to save the asset to?
Yeah, because saving the asset is different from chatting with
Okay.
the page. So you're just
Got
saving
it.
it wherever, but the thread you're on already has the page on it, so you don't need to
Got it.
do anything. Yeah.
Okay. Then would it be accurate to say chatting with the file name here in the collection or something like that. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's what would be happening right now. You would be chatting in personal collection with this file, or in test1b with this file.
Okay, so does anybody have any thoughts or opinions about how to make this clear? That I'm chatting with this file, in this collection. I can change the collection, but I have to do it before I actually start to chat. Once I start chatting, I'm in that collection because the thread is being posted into that collection. We can't change it.
No, you'll be able to switch your collections that you're chatting with. Where the thread lives is separate from, just like how Andy showed with the app mentioning. You
Can
should
you
be able to.
hit summarize page, Andy, or like anything that actually gets a chat started? I saw that go away.
Yeah, it went away.
Right,
But we
Aaron?
can, yeah.
Yeah, I think the changes in the prompt bar, I think we need to solve that here. That you should be able to switch your scope to include 2 or 3 collections, and then in the next message change another collection. And maybe we make the decision that this is either required for that initial launch that Andy's trying to get out on Monday, or not. Because like in the UI spike, which we'll be showing folks next week, you have the ability to change your scope per message. And maybe this is an opportunity for us to get that first version out.
Well, I'm happy to do the simple thing that gets us to ship fastest. So I'm not advocating that we need to do this for the Monday ship. We can, but I think for me, the main thing is just trying to understand what's happening here as a user. It could say, chat with title in collection name here. That's not going to mean a lot to me as a user. Did you say that we are or aren't going to show the default one that we're going to put stuff into?
Yeah, the plan was to create a special Chrome extension collection in your personal collection that we will by default start threads in unless you switch it out. I wonder if most people want, like, I wonder if this is like a secondary action or a primary action, because maybe most people don't care what collection the chat is in.
Yeah, I think there are 2 problems here, right? One is, where am I saving the chat, which I don't think most people are going to care about. And then the second is, what knowledge are you making available to the chat? And maybe the default here is all knowledge, and we just send down the collection IDs for both shared and personal.
And that just won't work on. I mean, it won't work on real. Yeah, for people who have like a real data set, so I think that's going to be problematic. It's just going to cause a bunch of noise in the LLM. I mean, isn't the intention of this to really just for this purpose of talking to specific pages? Is that really it?
Well, so one use case is like, please summarize this page for me. But another use case might be that you're on a competitor's website and you want to compare the CI/CD features of their product against your product, and you want to point it at your knowledge base of features.
Or you want to save a page that's behind authentication.
Yep.
You want to get the content, yeah, after it's loaded.
I mean, can we remove the burden of having to understand collections at all from this? Like, why do they need to know?
Well, here's what I'm going to propose just in a crawl, walk, run. I think if we say save my chat to collection, at least then I understand what's happening. If it's defaulting to Chrome extension collection or whatever, and I don't do anything with it, then that's fine. I don't have to actually do anything. But if I want to be intentional and I want to save it somewhere else, I can. And then if save as an asset allows you to choose the collection when you're saving it, then that solves that problem. It's a little bit disjointed. And then we punt on the what I'm chatting with, being able to change collections. We punt on that for later. So that's
think
my
that works short term.
proposal. How does that sound as in terms of just getting something out? Any
Yeah,
objections?
Objections?
And maybe there's an educational card if we have the space here that gets some clue about training for the at mention feature. That solves, what am I comparing it against or chatting with?
A nice idea. Okay. Lex, could you just grab a screenshot and do a little extra small ticket to add the save my chat to text for Andy?
Yep.
And I proposed changing this to save to knowledge base, so nobody knows what asset is. And I don't know about the two logos here.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted this to be a home button click in case you get lost somewhere. You can go back to this page, but maybe it should look different here because this is by default from the side panel from the extension.
Well,
I'll figure something out.
and Aaron, I would propose that this say save this page.
Yeah, that works.
No
Save
objections.
this page.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Anyone else have any other feedback?
I think I have one thing related to the logos, or like if we're also planning to have some sort of a way to get from easy navigation to get from the CE to the actual product to the website. So maybe like the CE is one of the channels so that they could go to the actual product to Storytell, maybe their dashboard, their collection, if that's also related to the collections dilemma that we're having.
That's a good idea that I haven't thought of. And we can do that, like these take you to websites. So we could have a link that takes you to the Storytell website.
So would you have this say dashboard up here or something?
Yeah. I think that works, yeah.
All right, Lex, can you grab that as well? Thank you, Angela.
Andy, just another question. This is
Mhm.
regarding like signups. I'm assuming if a user who doesn't have a Storytel account signs up first with the Chrome extension, then that user automatically has a Storytel account. Is that correct?
So if they sign up in the Chrome extension, but not in the platform,
Yeah.
is the way you're at. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same
Okay.
account, the same everything underneath. So if I were to sign up with my magic link here, I'm not sure I'll get it in time, but we'll see. Is this the new one? Yeah. Okay.
It's fast.
Yeah. I'll make it so that this page closes, but for now it stays open. But you can see it logged me in with the same account I was logged in before.
And
Okay.
then also for the CX team, this page that shows up, we would want to be the Chrome extension install, pin this page, etc. And Andy, you've got that page.
Yeah, we have that page, and once you install it, it should automatically take you to that page. It's
when I log in, does it just take me back to the page that I was on?
Yeah, when you log in, it should open a new tab where you paste. I mean, when you click on the magic link, it's gonna take you to a new tab, and then it should close that and bring you back to where you were. But right now it stays on the empty. Yeah. And if you sign in with Google, that's, I don't think I can do it now because I'll have to put in all my details again. But when you sign in with Google, it's gonna do the same thing as the magic link and close this and